you probably figured it out from the intro, but on deck we got a light review here today, another one by Inforce. We've tested a few Inforce lights here on the channel over the last year. Company that's an up-and-comer in the light world, no doubt about it. They make lightweight lights that have good output, at least that's my experience. But we're gonna go ahead and test this one out. I have it mounted up here as a weapons light, but doesn't have to be a weapons light. I carried it actually for a while. I recently moved, and going in crawl spaces, up in attics, this is actually the light I had with me, along with its 200 lumen brother, depending on where I was that day. So I've used it for a lot of applications, and really, honestly, I like it so far a good bit. Just kind of giving away the ending of the review there. But good light, no question about it. But we'll keep putting it through the spaces here and see what we think of it here come the end of the video. Let's go over some basic specs of the light. If you click it the first time, you're going to get a 300 lumen output. That's what you guys saw out there. And then we'll go ahead and click it twice. There you go. Click it twice, you get that low output. That is 60 lumens. And then, as I just messed up there, if you click it 3 times, you go into strobe mode. So that's the operation of the light. On a 300 lumen setting, you're going to get 3 hours of runtime. On the low setting, you're going to get 15 hours of runtime. The bezel diameter here of the light is 1.25 inches. The length of the light overall is 6.15 inches. The weight with batteries, and it does take 3 CR123 batteries. The weight with those batteries is 4.75 ounces. Of note, on all Inforce lights, the lights go in backwards of what most lights do. It's just something to take note of there, but that is how they go in there. The body of the light itself is a carbon fiber reinforced polymer. It's hard to the touch, and the way they're able to get away with that carbon reinforced polymer instead of having to use aluminum like most tack lights out there do is they have this heat sink up front. All Inforce lights have that, as they all have the carbon fiber reinforced polymer body as well. But that heat sink dissipates heat from the driver up here, which allows them to get away with running that and allowing the light to be extremely lightweight. Even for the 3 batteries that are in there, it's still very, very lightweight. The bezel here, as you see, is crenulated, so that way, as you see there, if you leave it on, when you put it down, you do know it's on. There is some light output there. And one thing I didn't mention earlier when I took the tail cap off there is that it is spring-loaded, the batteries, so that way it's shock resistant when you fire on the rifle. As you saw there, we didn't have any sort of negligent light discharges when firing. The tail cap there is also O-ring sealed, and like I mentioned earlier, it's not just a weapons light. It does have this clip on there, so if you want to put it in your pocket, you can do that. Honestly though, the one thing I don't like about this light, and I mentioned it with my 9VX review as well, is the way this clip is designed. When you have your light clipped in your pocket there, you know, this much of the light is sticking out of your pocket. I'd like to see them put that clip towards the back a little bit more, or just eliminate it completely if you're going to run it as a tactical light, and maybe have 2 different models, one with a clip, one without. But that's just my personal preference, so what the heck do I know? These lights are available in 2 different colors. This is the black model, which, as you can see, is kind of a grayish color, and it also comes in sand, which looks pretty snazzy. The entire body of the light there is all sealed up. As you can see there, it functions just fine underwater. Water's not going to affect the electronics in there. You can actually even just run through the modes of the light if you want in there as well. So, no issues there with water. You can take it out. This light was mounted up primarily on my 5.45 AR. I also mounted it on other ARs. But as you guys saw in my cleaning video, I doused those things with water to get those salts out of there. So this thing has seen a lot of water and has seen no ill effects of it thus far. We're going to go ahead and do a little low light shooting out here with the light. I got a target about 50 yards downrange. I'm actually going to aim to the left of it because I'm shooting 5.45 and I don't want to hit the steel at less than 100 meters out here. So we're going to aim a little bit to the left of it, but we'll see if we can actually identify that target out here at night. As you can see there, no problems identifying it with this light. Even at that range of 50 meters, it lights up. Nice and bright, easy to identify. It does pretty well in a field, but let's see how it compares to some other competitors out there on the market. We're going to use the old standby. This is a 103 lumen LED Maglite. And then obviously we have the Inforce, and we're also going to be taking out the Surefire X300U Ultra. This thing's 500 lumen rated, a excellent weapon light. I've talked about it here on the channel before, but we're going to step outside and see how these 3 lights stack up. There you see the Maglite that you just saw earlier in the review, and what we've been using as the standard for a lot of lights around here. And there is your Inforce. You can see there is a shadowing effect from the barrel, the way I have the light set up, but that's not the light's fault, that's my fault. But decent spill, decent hot spot. Really not a whole lot to complain about. What you're looking at there, that fence is about 35 meters away. The shed there is about 20. You can see it lights it up pretty good compared to, especially when you compare it to the Maglite. Just to show you the difference in these more advanced lights there. What you're looking at now is the Surefire Ultra. Excellent light, as we've discussed here before on the channel. And we'll compare that to the Inforce. Again, sorry about the barrel. But Surefire, Inforce. You see the Inforce is definitely a lighter, or a whiter color, a whiter hue if you will. But that's how they stack up. I failed to mention a couple things. One of them is going to be price. This light comes to market right now generally around $100, plus or minus $15, depending if you can catch a sale or where you're actually shopping. So when you combine that price with the lightweight and the output that you see here, those 300 lumens with a good spill and good white spot, kind of in between, balanced, good all-around light, and the fact that it's made here in America by an American-owned company as well, it's definitely a light I like. I like it a lot. So far I've not had any issues with any Inforce lights. I don't see any going forward with this one in the future. So if you guys have any questions about this light or anything else I talk about here in the channel, you can always feel free to post below in the comments section. You can also post over at my Facebook page. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.